This is strictly football. This has zero to do with how tall you are, how much you weigh. This has nothing to do with the combine. This has everything to do with just the tape. How fast? This is literally just the tape.
Their team leads 7-0. Jadarian Price, the running back. A 4 on third down, the Irish. 3rd and 2. Jadarian Price. Looked like he got just enough for the first down. Price still the running back. Finds some holes, running to the right, has a first down. Price again slipped down here in South Florida.
You know Bermuda grass, but it's mostly on a pristine golf course. But he right there stepping on Eli Raridan, kind of twist that right ankle.
2nd and 10. They are in field goal range for the new place kicker, Noah Burnett. Room outside for Price. Jadarian Price down the sideline, banged across the boundary and out of bounds just short of the pylon.
Left tackle, because there's a little bit of movement off the side, and Knapp sees it. He recognizes it. He comes off to get just enough of Keontae Scott to spring Jadarian Price to the outside. Great job by the left side of the offensive line.
1st and goal from the 3. Big run by the junior from Denison, Texas. Rushing touchdowns for a quarterback last year. They give it to Price. Lost the football, and C.J. Carr's on it. Back at the 7.
Just didn't ever look like the ball was really secured up into the body with one hand. Goes out immediately, and here on 3rd and 6.
Jadarian Price, the running back, on 2nd and goal. Hand it to him. Price, the cut. Price, the touchdown. The price is right for Notre Dame from 7 yards out to take the lead.
Watch him on this one. Get in here and lead right on the middle linebacker and open things up for Price. Leads the play, gets a nice block on York, the key to this Aggie defense.
Both star running backs dealing with their respective issues so far in this first quarter. Handoff, Price looking to bounce and just lowers the shoulder back to the line of scrimmage.
A lot of room up top for Malachi Fields.
Carry on 2nd and 10, and Price gets tripped up, maybe gains a yard. 1 field goal, and he made it against Miami. It was a 39-yarder. His career long is 52. Would need some yards for that. And Price has a lane to the outside. Turns on the speed and is ushered out of bounds inside the red zone.
Well, this is how you take care of an edge rusher. Watch him go up the field, and the run goes right underneath him. You invite him up the field, you kick him out, receiver gets a block on the boundary.
Play clock down to 3 on this 2nd and 10. Handoff, Price up the middle, gets it across the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Greathouse, the motion man, hand it, Price, stutter step, and he just runs into a wall. 1st down from the 42. Carr just lofts it too high and intercepted.
Watch as this play opens up. He's going to have a running lane. He starts to scramble. If he just takes off right here, he gains positive yardage at the last second.
Now they're going to split Carr out. Price lined up for the direct snap. Sets up his blocking and dives forward to the 26-yard line.
Watch number 4 come up and get this tackle. I thought there was going to be some space.
For the red zone. Handoff. Price, stutter step, runs into a wall, gains maybe a yard. Play clock down to 3. Handoff. Price to the outside. Gets away. Price all the way. Touchdown. A 17-yard scamper. And Jadarian has done it again.
Made the right run check. Watch the safety is unblocked, but he's not going to make the play. Will Pauling. Watch the block by number 2 right there, and then a missed tackle by a free safety.
Look like they've got a little urgency.
Greathouse, who was outstanding down the stretch last year.
Price. First down.
Has that ability to drop into coverage as well.
He's feeling it after the play, so Price is back in there now. Has the football, and he gets swallowed up. Can make big plays in big moments, and it sets up a 3rd down and 3. Price, stutter step, and he's short of first down yardage.
Help each other throughout the ball game.
There is Price. There he goes. There's the shift change, and it pays off immediately.
Times that we've seen this. He does it every week. Here, flat, go score a touchdown. Every time this guy gets the football, he's downhill, he gets width, gets the shoulder squared, excellent blocking up front and on the perimeter, and that guy knows how to find the end zone too.
They're going to take a look at this to see if Price got in. He might have stepped out of bounds.
I don't think. Where's the ball? Where's the ball? Hard to see where the ball is.
After review, the ruling on the field is upheld. Touchdown.
And there you have it.
And Christian Gray did so. A big takeaway by the Irish.
And Notre Dame in great shape here to add to their lead. And this is Jadarian Price, who had the big touchdown run earlier, looking for that edge that he seemingly always finds, Coach.
The edge, excellent blocking on the perimeter. It's the rhythm of all his runs. He's awfully productive running it.
And he watched.
16, one of the leaders here for Purdue.
Yeah, he wears the green dot for Mike Shear, the defensive coordinator. Of course, he communicates the signals to the Purdue defense, and here is Price. Notre Dame a perfect 3 for 3 on 3rd downs. This one from short yardage, and Price has it easily. 1st and goal for Notre Dame. He was overwhelmed by NIL offers after last year's national championship game. He was a big part of that team. Wanted to stay at Notre Dame, and he's glad he did as Price heads in again for another one.
One more time, here he goes, get to the corner. And he doesn't look like he's going that fast. He's a smooth strider, but his lateral quickness and speed, he's able to capture the edge time and time again.
Picture postcard night after the rain and lightning moved through. Notre Dame trying to add to its 19-point lead, and Carr will keep it on the ground. I mean, that's all he's needed to do. This latest drive after the penalty set him back in a hole. And they give it to Price. Come on, he's got to score again, right? Oh, just short.
And he wants to start here, and then he's going to go back up inside. And again, the key to him is when he stretches it outside is getting that number 24 square to the defense.
Price in for his latest score. Well, I had to kind of take a double look, kind of figure out how many touchdowns that Price scored. Let's see, 1 kickoff return, 100 yards, 3 on the ground. That's 4.
Price trying to get the corner, and the Razorbacks do a good job of stringing that out. As good as anybody in the country. Play 9 of the drive for the Irish. There's a Price run, and Price able to keep his balance and dive and in for a Notre Dame touchdown. And dive, did that ball extend over the goal line when that elbow hits? Close. It is very close, Dave. When the elbow first hit, it looked like the ball may have been just short.
The ruling on the field is a touchdown. That play is now under video review.
Exactly right.
After video review, the runner was down short of the goal line. The ball will be placed inside the 1-yard line, where it will be first down.
Quick pitch to Price. And he gets dropped by Cam Ball. Great start for Carr through the air. Price trying to get the edge. He does at the 20. And around the 10-yard line, he goes out of bounds. Watch these guys go to work here, and you're going to see Faison come through here and get a key block as well. Everybody working in tandem. Raritan with a nice block. Faison coming out. Price just gives a little bit of shimmy inside. And one flag picked up as we just saw. Price straight ahead. Price one more time. Well, it looks too easy because it is too easy, Dave. Watch the interior push that they're able to get, opening up continued holes for this Notre Dame rushing attack. Okay. C.J. Carr has it rolling along with Love and Price in the backfield. And here is Price. Good downhill run again. Price hit at the point of attack. Finally, Arkansas's D-line comes up big. Price out in space, a ton of room. First down and more. Price is gone. Another Notre Dame touchdown. And it's just been easy all game. Jadarian Price. And it's good blocking down the field. But when he puts his foot in the ground and he cuts back, there is no one running the football. There is no help. And just another easy walk-in touchdown. And we've said that too many times here today. And not much there. Interesting. Can they slow down Marcel Reed? Will be a big factor in that game. Remember here, the game-winning touchdown pass against these Fighting Irish at Notre Dame Stadium a couple weeks back. Not much there again for Price. An impressive performance offensively for Notre Dame. Boise State will be in South Bend next week as Price is inside the 40. They played a week ago and what they've put forth here so far today. Price hand fighting with the defender, gets the first down and then knocked out of bounds. A flag comes down late.
Illegal block in the back. Only offense number 2. That 10-yard penalty will be enforced from the spot of the foul with the replay of second down.
Michigan, his dad played quarterback at Michigan right before Tom got there. As Price, hold that thought, gets into the end zone untouched for another Notre Dame touchdown. Watch this blocking scheme as they're going to get out in front and just open up a massive hole here for Jadarian Price as he walks into the end zone.
That combination in the country, so we'd love taking a breather. You've got Jadarian Price in there, and you don't miss much of a beat at all. He's inside the 20-yard line for the first down and a gain of 4. Seed before Boise State lost to Penn State, and here they are meeting for the very first time. Notre Dame starting off here with his 1st and 10, and stuck behind the line of scrimmage is Jadarian Price team. And so here's Jadarian Price up to the 25. They give it to Jadarian Price. He's got a great knack for bouncing it outside. All the receivers that C.J. Carr has, but don't feel the pressure to have to do too much through the air. And on the ground again is Price, darting for more first down yardage. Inside the Boise State 40.
And that's what Jadarian Price does right here. Lets the play develop, and then once that hole develops, boom.
Catch of the game for Faison, who's tacked on 65 yards already. And this is Price going up the middle for a gain of 3 or 4. Sinviliamo also, he could not speak more highly about him, so we got to figure out a way to get him more playing time. He's special as Notre Dame takes over from its own 48 here.
His mind is, we got to go score and pour it on a little bit.
And Jadarian Price is still on his feet. Still going. One guy to beat, and he takes him out. Touchdown, Notre Dame.
This guy is ridiculous. Excellent job up front. Plenty of places to run, but he keeps the shoulder square. He bounces it and cuts all the way back. Excellent vision. vision, excellent balance, and he's simply hard to tackle. All the way down the field, he takes it into the end zone.
Tay Smith, so we'll try to get word on why Dallas Golden's walking to the locker room. So Notre Dame starting off here with a little change. Jadarian Price gets his first carry from scrimmage, picks up the first down. Injury fest last week with Boise State. Both teams penalized for a lot. This is Price bouncing it out. That's what he does. And a good run by Jadarian Price. Talking about setting the edge for NC State's defense, they didn't get it done that time.
They didn't do it, and this is what Jadarian Price does. He goes up into the line of scrimmage, and then he bounces, and he has sneaky quickness and speed to get to the edge.
And they give it to Price. Looking for a hole, darting through and doing his thing. Again, close to the first down, about a yard short after a gain of 7. Third and 2, they give it to Price. He stopped for a loss. Making the title game last year, but the mission is simple. Stay error-free and win out. As they start this one, this is Jadarian Price, who's just across the 15-yard line.
Notre Dame offense throughout this ball game.
Second sack of the day for the Wolfpack defense, who now has Notre Dame in a second down and 15 hole. So they give it to Price. Gets a few back, but not much, not even to the 30-yard line.
Jump and throw.
So Notre Dame pushing it deep into NC State territory now at the 34. Jadarian Price trying his luck along the left side for maybe 3.
There's offense.
Yeah, Raridan had a number of big catches that enabled Burnett to get in close enough for that field goal from 48 yards. This is Price, and now this Notre Dame offense is starting to rev up with 8:23 left in this third quarter. Price searching for something, not much.
All day long.
And as we said earlier, Dave Doran said we had got no chance unless we can keep Price and Love contained, and that's what they do. The redshirt sophomore from Irvington, New Jersey, setting up the Irish here deep in Wolfpack territory, and they'll start with Price, who maybe got a yard. And we'll give it to Price, trying to find that edge. And the Wolfpack did a nice job of closing it down. That is the first career interception for Kingston. And that sets up Notre Dame again in great shape at the 19-yard line. Jadarian Price bowling his way for maybe 1 or 2.
Big factor today.
First and goal from the 3. Price, why not get him another touchdown? He's stopped. Price trying to get himself another touchdown. Stopped at the 1-yard line, and the ball loose. NC State signaling that they have it, and they do. Another look here.
Looks like he's got it pretty secure. The hat was right on top of it. The ball's clearly out. Big stop by the Wolfpack.
For third down and 11. Back at the 28. Screen, Price. Does he have enough blocking in front of him? Gets past Gentry. Price stayed on his feet, but he's short. Big time play by Christian Pierce to keep him shy of the line to gain. Football. And now can C.J. Carr refocus, find some of that rhythm that he's been lacking early in this game. Handoff. It's Price up the middle. Look out for Price. Deep into USC territory across the 35 and ruled down at the 31-yard line.
You know, it seems like every time Jadarian Price comes into the game for the first time, he gets a big run. Nice block by Eli Raridan.
Raridan now in motion, final minute of this opening quarter. Right back to Price. And he delivers some pain, keeps the legs churning, gets across the 25. To make it a redshirt freshman. Either way, sets up first down from the 16. On the handoff, up the middle, exploding. It's Price to the outside, to the corner for the touchdown. Jadarian makes it happen for the score. The break, no. Jadarian Price back in the game, who's got 3 carries for 56 yards and a touchdown. Keep feeding it on the ground, and finally they get a stop. Just a 1-yard gain. They'll set up second down and 6. And it's Price on the delay. Gets tripped up. Eric Gentry held on. It'll be another test for them. Here's a great one to start this second half on 3rd down and 5. And they hand it off Price. He's got some space, but he does not get there. So fun. So interesting and curious in terms of what might happen And now we do know what will happen for
tight ends.
Back to the ground with Price. Slips through for a first down.
Doing here to work the clock.
Price up the middle across the 30.
Games in college football that have to stay in place, and this is one of them.
Second down and 5. Price this time stopped in the backfield.
Still working that clock inside of 5 seconds now.
Price accelerates to the outside. He dives forward, and they're going to give him the first down. Let's play. Clock ticking down, 3:40 and counting. All Price this drive so far as he explodes to the 20. At 90-something% of schools, he doesn't even need to be in there to try to milk this clock down. Nice job by Carr to handle that high snap, but it does go for a loss, so they'll get back.
Look how low those safeties are, just selling out to stop the run right now.
I mean, they don't have a choice, right, Brock? As Price gets what he can, it'll be 3rd and long.
Boston College to bring pressure here to force C.J. Carr into a quick decision.
Raritan went in motion. They'll set up the screen to Price, looking for blockers. Can't find him. Stopped at the 40.
It's a coordinator, Tim Lewis. You're trying to stop the run, but you have to give your secondary some help.
Price, the jump cut.
Which defense is giving them.
Now the J&J combo at running back continues to be elusive and elite. Price will shove the pile.
Themselves.
Now you listen to Coach Saban on game day this morning. He called the Fighting Irish one of his top 5 teams in the land. A spin by Price.
Stretch, there's a couple things they need to clean up, red zone being one of them.
You saw the playoff percentages. Price a stutter step. Stood up and the ball flies out. It came out late. And now there's a rumble on the turf to try to pick it up. 5 ahead. And BC says they have it, and they do.
Getting in there, causing the forced fumble. If Boston College is going to pull off the massive upset today, they're going to need more plays like this. Great job. Hard for 3 quarters.
Love over 100 yards rushing after the record-setting night against SC 2 weeks ago. Now Jeffrey went in motion, an outstanding blocker. He will lead the way, or try to, for Price, and I don't think so. I want to continue the conversation on Notre Dame too, because it feels like the kind of game. You look at the box score tomorrow. 15-point win.
Definitely need to clean up some things on the defensive end, and then special teams. That's the massive question mark right now. Can you find a kicker that can put the ball between the uprights?
Jadarian Price.
And 5 touchdowns. It was only a matter of time. He has a quick start to the season, but it's been a lot more of Will Pauling over the last month, as Jadarian Price's first carry will go up the middle for 6 yards. First down from the 20. Price has been a monster for long touchdown runs outside of the 11-yard line.
For Notre Dame, after USC had scored, came back with a kickoff return for a touchdown.
It's Price. Oh, it looked like he could shoot through that hole. And
tight end. It's Coley right there, 58, shooting through the gap. And gets him right by the legs. It was well blocked at the line of scrimmage.
Up the middle, Price doesn't look like he's got it. Alone, and now it's Price back in there, 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. Price has got it. Touchdown, Notre Dame. Love had the first, Price has the second, and the top duo in the backfield in college football continues to hurt defenses.
Watch the center get a block here. The right guard's going to get a block here, and then right up into the middle. Jadarian Price going to go. Runs right through the linebacker, but good blocking at the point of attack by the Irish, and Price able to pay it off with the touchdown.
Cool to have him back in the building, and he gets to see a high-powered Notre Dame offense. With Price now on the field, he'll disappear in the pile and gain a yard.
One of the cool thing was I did get to see a UCLA Notre Dame basketball game, which was pretty special.
Oh, that's high level.
Yeah.
Especially at that time, Notre Dame was pretty good on the hardwood at that point, right? Eagles, and yet with a mix, 2 extra points and field goal, it wasn't as smooth sailing as maybe Notre Dame would have hoped, as Price gets it across the 35-yard line, picks up 11 to keep this drive alive.
Raritan today has been a favorite weapon of C.J. Carr.
It's Price instead to the outside. Jadarian Price inside the 10.
And a nice block on the edge. Just seal the defensive end, keep him inside, and that enables Jadarian Price to turn the corner for a nice run.
First is hit from the 11-yard line.
What will it be here on 1st and goal from the 6? Put Washington in motion. It's Price to the 4.
Playing with backups, but still playing at a very high level.
Price is able to get to the outside. A flag comes down.
Holding. Offense number 75. The penalty is enforced half the distance to the goal. Repeat first down.
3 of the 5 guys who were expected to be the guys this year, so didn't credit for pivoting. On the delay handoff, tackled for a loss this time.
O-line, they're also doing their job.
Price on 2nd and 1 as looks like he got that line to gain. There's Price. And look at Price, another first down with this run game.
Well, if the tackle Price right here in the backfield, the Price makes a miss. This is the best running back duo in the nation, Joe. Love and Price. They're fast, they can break tackles, and they can run the same plays. It's not like one guy's the power guy, one guy's the speed guy.
Back to it here after the 13-yard run. This time he works his way down to the 25. This time this season that Love has been over 100 yards. And it's now the other half of that most dynamic running back duo. Price takes it ahead. Part of that. Stepped up as a real great communicator as the season went along. Price on the carry here.
I mean,
Jadarian Price, he is tackled for a loss this time. Price on the carry on 3rd and 6.
Lead for him, Zora, is to get into the end zone. He has not scored, even though he's been such a reliable target for Carr. This is Price, who just gives you that 1-2 combination right when Love takes a breather. C.J. Carr again to Price, and he is just through the hole.
There he goes.
Okay, Love, whatever you can do, I can do. Watch out. He got caught up to there at the end as he geared down, but not before a 58-yard strike.
Jadarian Price, the guy has tremendous vision, tremendous change of direction. So when he gets up in here, he finds the creases. And if you're a safety, you better close fast because he's going to make you miss. The acceleration and the burst. Demetrius Samuel was coming fast.
And he gives it to Price. Price looking for a hole. Not much there for the first time today.
Yeah, Syracuse has had the ball for 27 minutes. Notre Dame has had it for 7.
Kenny Minchie is in a quarterback just with about 9:42.
Force throws. He has 22 touchdowns on the season to just 6 interceptions.
2nd down and 3. They'll swing it out left side. Price with a block in front. Price inside the 35, inside the 30. Finally, Clay Patterson gets him down, but that's 16 yards.
Downfield for his tailback. We talk a lot about these running backs for Notre Dame, but it's go.
1st and 10, Notre Dame. Already leading 7-0. Price right side, and Price
has a powerful running back as well.
2nd down and 7 for Notre Dame. Price behind Carr, gets it, straight ahead run, and Price is just hard to bring down.
They're going to hang in this ball game.
3rd down and 4. Price will get it again. Price changes direction and he gets tackled. 4th down and 3 for Notre Dame. Carr in the pocket, has time, swings it out. Price caught. 1st down and more inside the 10. And dragged out of bounds at about the 7-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal.
He hesitates, he gets his eyes caught in the backfield, and if you give Jadarian Price a half a step, he's going to beat you to the 1st down marker.
Yeah. Again, 1st and goal with Price alongside C.J. Carr. And Price
Broke one tackle. Inside the 5 and all the way down to the 2-yard line. And you're seeing that right now at a Price. Already, I mean, you could imagine they could be wearing down this Stanford defense. Price straight ahead and fighting for the goal line. Touchdown, Notre Dame. It is. How about this second effort by Jadarian Price? Let's make sure he got in. But look at the leg drive. And it's really leg drive with one leg. Weekend to face Virginia, who beat Virginia Tech. What a comeback for SMU here in Northern California. Jadarian Price still in the game as the tailback gets a yard on first down. Four-man rush for Stanford. Carr throws it short. Price with the catch. Made a man miss. Price, end zone, touchdown. What a move by Jadarian Price. Watch how the defenders for Stanford sink back to the goal line. This is a young quarterback not forcing the issue, taking what a defense gives them. Go ahead and take that check down underneath. Give it to your skill guy out in space. Jadarian Price is going to make a couple miss and make you look good.
Jadarian Price deepest. They lost the terrific returner Jaden Harrison to graduation. So Price getting the chance. He did bring one back for a touchdown against USC 2 years ago. He reached only the 15-yard line that time.
15 minutes and 44 seconds.
Be their first top 10 win on the road in quite some time, over a decade since they did it against number 3 Auburn. Price is going to take it from the 3. Finds a crease, gets across the 30 and down to the 34.
The Chris Ash defense gives up that trick play. 14-yarder that Brown took in. So Jadarian Price takes this one for Notre Dame, and he's got some room on the outside. And dragged out of bounds.
3 minutes later, the start of the second half could be a big swing for the Irish.
So Notre Dame with no timeouts, a minute 13 left. Jadarian Price is going to come out with it. And we got a flag on the field as he breaks it loose, but again a flag is back at the 13-yard line as Price streaks to the end zone, but we'll check on the flag.
All he does is score touchdowns.
There is no foul on the play.
Well, and that is a 100-yard return, folks.
Wow.
Look at this.
Tackle. We've been talking about him bouncing runs all day long. This is straight as a string. He runs right into the middle of the coverage of Purdue. Big time.
Seems like about every other time Price touches the ball, he's in the end zone.
He's touched it 7 times tonight. He scored 3 touchdowns.
Tying it up at 7 apiece with a big strike to Terrell Anderson. Charlie Birtwhistle's kick headed to Jadarian Price at the 1. And Price gets it out to about the 22. Hasn't gone NC State's way at all. Just seen 3 turnovers in a span of 6 plays. So this is Price, who's going to field it close to his goal line and finally brought down there close to the 20.
You've got Price back deep, and Sayuri will send it that way. Price will take it from the 2-yard line and see what he can do. He stumbled down. He just lost his footing across the 15, and this will be at the 16-yard line. And Lane has gotten his team back up by a field goal. This one will be taken out a yard in. Price gets away from 1, across the 20, finds a crease. Jadarian Price. He has done this before. Price extends away. Touchdown, Notre Dame. Jadarian to Jahouse.
But Jadarian Price gets a chance to return this. There's going to be 2 missed tackles. The first one is right here, number 14. Tamir Robinson, missed tackle. Here comes the second one, number 44. And after that happens, there's too much green grass for this guy. He's an excellent runner in space, and he converts it into a touchdown. USC with 2 chances to bring him down, 2 missed tackles, and Jadarian Price makes him pay for it on the other end.
On that scoring drive, 5 for 5. No problem at all for BC. Jadarian Price returned a kick for a touchdown 2 weeks ago against SC. And bottled up and hit hard at the 35 here.
3 and have fun, and so far it looks like they're doing that.
That was the exact message that Gino Auriemma delivered the team when he spoke to them before the UConn women's team played in it.
Quarterback in coverage, lights out.
Notre Dame gets the ball to start this second half. Price on the return. Jadarian Price able to keep his footing. And going Earl Campbell style, dragging the sled that time as the kicker Sam Carpenter was taken for a ride. Legs, here it is.
Yeah, I used to try doing that, and it didn't quite look like number 24. Talk about holding on for dear life. You're going to need 2 manicures after that, and Price is going to need a new T-shirt because that thing is now a quintuple XL.
As we said, it really sums up the day, the game we've had where Notre Dame has dominated. Price on the return here. Price with a decent return.
Against the guy we were talking about, Malachi Fields.
Both backs in there. Price back to the backfield. Now it's Love in motion. They'll pitch it to him. Love trying to get to the outside, and that's well covered by the Aggies. A&M showing with a couple of extra rushers, and they bring him. Carr, end zone, dropped. Price is the back on first down from the Aggie 29-yard line. Throw it. Carr, good protection. Loaded up. Lofts it. End zone. Incomplete. Faison the intended target. Will Pauling, the motion man, still hasn't touched the football. Carr delivers. Pauling the catch, and the extra effort got it. It's a first down for the Irish.
We're really excited to get from Wisconsin. Nice job by C.J. Carr. There's pressure. They're bringing linebackers. He fakes away from it and gets the ball to Paul.
Rushing yards on 7 attempts on the opening drive for Notre Dame. Carr will throw on first down and hits Raritan, the tight end, a first down out to the 45-yard line. Attack. Carr from the pocket unloads over the middle, wide open touchdown. Carr setting up a wide receiver screen to Faison.
Good sign concerning him coming off the field. As Price is going to stay in there, and C.J. Carr looks right, goes left, up top for the end zone. Touchdown.
Saw this on the right-hand side before. There's Pauling in the slot. He's going to run an inside fade.
Last week. And again, Jeremiah Love not in this series at the moment. Price blocking up front for C.J. Carr, who's going deep downfield, incomplete. And Carr rolling to his right. Open is Pauling for the successful 2-point drive. Down the rest of this regular season for the offense, which before today had really been doing most of it. Nice catch by Faison.
Opportunities to throw it outside, but it starts up front. I watch Jadarian Price. Good example of Jeremiah Love earlier in protection. There's Jadarian Price. These guys both can do it all. And Jadarian Price a crease, and he finds it.
Big gain of 20 for Price. C.J. Carr to the air on first down. That is complete to Malachi Fields, who has his first reception. We've got a flag in.
Holding. Offense number 24. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
So that 16-yard gain for Fields comes back because of the hold by Price.
Yeah, Jadarian Price in protection here. They're going to bring a backer right down the pipe. That's Fordham. He gets on an edge, and then he just pulls him. I think it's a good call. And this is not what Notre Dame wants. In on the door.
All the way down to the 15-yard line of NC State. Carr is in a rhythm. This time he's unable to get it to Fields. Carr looping it down the sidelines, incomplete. Carr's got some pressure, steps up, not able to get out of it.
And, you know, playing these defensive tackle spots inside, the big thing you want to do is push the pocket inside. He gets around Ashton Craig. Here they come.
Carr hangs in there, goes over the
middle. Wide open is KK Smith for the score.
Weak in the game. It's pressure inside and bring the safety. Hold it right there. Hold it right there. In the middle of the field is wide open.
Return man as well. Key kickoff return for a TD against SC. Pass pro here in Carr. Directing traffic out of bounds. 4th down and 6 to start our second quarter. And the play clock winding down. Carr claps for it, and here we go. Off the back foot, heaves one deep, has a man. Make it 2. And how about the touchdown?
Last week, his fumble inside the 5 felt critical with a chance to go up a couple of scores early in that ball game against BC. Another throw, another catch. Fans here at Notre Dame Stadium. What does Mike Denbrock have in his bag on 4th and 1? Carr outside. It is caught. Faison makes 2 miss. 1st and goal, Irish.
They need SMU to lose.
Today does not impact that. As Narduzzi walked back those comments a little bit. Hit as he throws his car as it goes incomplete. Yes. Flag obviously down, and Carr will take a shot with it. Wow! They've given up 26 sack yards. Start of the second quarter, Notre Dame C.J. Carr with time. That is intercepted! Carr under pressure as he was throwing the ball. They're playing that as a live ball.
For an injury. He missed 3 games, and with his versatility, not just stopping the run, but
C.J. Carr, the hand signals time and again by Carr. Sprint right. From behind, as he was throwing, it's incomplete. A flag does come down as Faison was the intended target. Notre Dame takes over here. Under 7 minutes to play. That ball was batted at the line of scrimmage.
I don't think she's looking at anybody. I think those eyes are closed.
Here's 4th and 3, and it is complete for a first down to Micah Gilbert.
But he said with the 10-year anniversary of his little brother's death coming tomorrow, he said he felt it was the right time to say some things. And he's
somewhere. We got Price alongside C.J. Carr. Instead, they're going to throw across the middle, incomplete, trying to hit the tight end.
This is strictly football. This has zero to do with how tall you are. This has nothing to do with the combine. This has everything to do with just the tape. This is literally just the tape.